sound reply, when breath becomes air. Book review by Noel Beno. A former William J. Clinton Fellow and TEDx speaker, Noel Beno is a technology strategy consultant and enjoys cooking fish and meat while not busy with charts and Excel sheets.
What makes the life worth living in the face of death? What do you do when the future, no longer a ladder towards your goals in life, flattens out into a perpetual present? What does it mean to have a child to nurture a new life as another fades away? These are the questions which Dr. Paul Kalanithi had to wrestle with alongside battling stage 4 metastatic lung cancer. His memoir, When Breath Becomes Air, a seminal autobiography about living while dying, was translated into 39 languages and spent 68 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. Dr. Kalanithi was 36 years old and in his final year as a neurosurgical resident when he was diagnosed with terminal cancer. This book is undoubtedly the most moving of accounts I have read in the recent past and has influenced my worldview like no other. Through his lifelong quest to find out what gives meaning to life, he takes the reader through a journey of discovery on what matters in life. One day he was a doctor treating the dying, and the next day a patient struggling to survive a disease that not only caused him excruciating pain, but also at the same time threw light on his quest to decode the intricacies of human existence. I personally had a tough time completing the book towards the final pages, where I found myself crying profusely reading the account of Lucy, his wife. The book is in a sense unfinished, derailed by Paul's rapid decline, which in Lucy's words was the essential component of Paul's reality of what he faced. Paul spent much of his life wrestling with the question of how to live a meaningful life, and his book explores the very same territory. Though it will not give you an answer to this question, it is bound to give you a perspective on how to live a life of integrity in the face of death. Always the seer is the sayer, wrote Emerson. This book was Paul the seer's courageous attempt at being the sayer. Not only is Paul poetic throughout the whole book, but grapples with some fundamental questions about what makes life worth living, about faith and scientific inquiry and the meaning of life, which he believed had something to do with the depths of human relationships one forms. His fascination with how human relationality undergirded life's meaning is not only profound, but is beautifully articulated through his conversation with friends, family, and his physician caddy. I'm absolutely positive that his efforts to translate his own experience with death into literature was not an easy task. Given he was typing away this book even while in the waiting room of his oncologist, with the certainty that the writer in him would live on forever through his words. The result, a piece of literature that talks straight to the heart of anyone in pursuit of truth and meaning. Everyone succumbs to finitude is my favorite of takeaways from his book, which not only shares a perspective but also talks about the most fundamental of truths. When you come to one of the many moments in life when you must give an account of yourself, provide a ledger of what you have been and done and meant to the world, do not, I pray, discount that you filled a dying man's days with a sated joy, a joy unknown to me in all my prior years, a joy that does not hunger for more and more, but rests satisfied. In this time right now, That is an enormous thing. This was Paul's message to his daughter Lucy, who was 8 months old at the time of his death. Paul died in March 2015 while writing this book, yet his words live by with an ever-increasing profoundness. When breath becomes air is in many ways an unforgettable, life-affirming reflection on the challenge of facing death and on the relationship between doctor and patient from a brilliant writer who became both. If you haven't already, I'd urge you to grab a copy at the earliest and dive in.